1.5 inch dolls each sold separately.
My scene, and you know what I mean. This song gets stuck in my head so many times at the most random moments, and I love it. I freaking love this song so much. I could listen to a whole 2 CD remix album by just this song alone. My Scene, oh, My Scene, the fashion doll line by Mattel, introduced in autumn of 2002 to capture the tween market and rival MGA's Bratz dolls. And in 2003, the line expanded significantly, adding both new characters and themed collections. So I got this thrifted My Scene doll lot, and most of these dolls are from the 2003 collections. So the Barbie is actually a ride in the park from 2003. The Madison is the back to school Madison. I could tell by the buns on her head. Then the Delancy doll is hanging out. I could tell by the earrings that she's wearing. And the Chelsea is actually a first edition Wave 1 OG Chelsea. And I'm actually pretty excited for the Delancy doll because I never had a Delancy and I always thought she was the coolest. She was kind of like the tomboy of the group, the rock chick, you know. She gave me all like the really badass vibes, and I wanted to be her friend. I wanted her to protect me. And looking at this Delancy, it actually kind of reminded me of the Masquerade Madness Delancy. She was so gorgeous as a genie. That whole line was epic. I think the best My Scene doll line that is out there. Like literally every character has such a good design. Of course, my favorite has to be Chelsea in that mermaid outfit. I also really love Barbie's butterfly look, but Delancey's genie look is also just brilliant. I mean, look at the design. Look at all of the extra pieces these dolls come with. And the Kenzie doll with those rollerblades, the gorgeous red hair. Madison, or Wesley in Europe, she's the cutest little kitty that's out there. I think this whole line deserves an Emmy award. It's that gorgeous. I have none of these girls, and they're actually high on my list to collect next. And I just realized that Masquerade Madness also has its own DVD, animation. It's a whole vibe, so I know what I'll be doing very soon. So the dolls, the girls that we're going to give a much deserved makeover today. So we have Barbie with her ponytails and a mishmash of an outfit. I know the boots are from that first edition Chelsea, but the rest, I really don't know. She's not wearing any of the original A Ride in the Park outfit pieces. What really gives her away is that necklace with the silver heart. That really gives off that she is A Ride in the Park Barbie. So her hair, it looks really messy, greasy, and she's sticky, you guys. I know it might not be, you might not even be able to tell on screen here, but the hair is super sticky and tangled. So I cannot wait to give that girl a glow up. Now Chelsea here is wearing this super cute tennis look, and I was trying to look this up if this came originally with a doll or if this was a fashion pack, but it is the cutest little tennis outfit. And I still don't know where it originated from. Chelsea looks great actually. She has not been cut. Her hair looks pretty okay, so she just needs a good wash. Now over to Madison with her cute little buns that really gave her away that she was the back to school Madison. She's actually wearing Chelsea's outfit from the first edition, that skirt and that top. I think the jacket is actually Jewel Girl Barbie's jacket, and her hair, whoa, that is one big giant mess. It is so tangled up there, and Madison's hair is really curly and really tiny curly, so it gets tangled really easily. So I really am worried actually for her. So we're just going to give her some love and some good attention. And I really want to do her hair some justice, but it really feels like a challenge. So then we have Delancy, who's actually wearing the pants of a Ride in the Park Barbie. Her top is so cute. I don't know if it originally came with another My Scene doll, but it's cute. It's sassy. It's giving character. I love that. And overall, Delancy is just a girl with so much character. Well, all of these girls, actually. That's what I used to love so much about Barbie, My Scene, and other doll lines, is that they all had their own characters. They all had, their personalities that you could vibe with. And usually nowadays, it's just dull numbers. No names, no bios, nothing. Yeah. So Delancy, she looks pretty good, but she just needs some love and a very cute look. None of the girls have chipped paint or anything, so I'm glad about that. And aside from the stickiness here and there, they just need a good wash and some love. So sit back, because we're going to clean those clothes up. We're going to clean the girls up. We're going to redo their hair. I'm going to show you every step that I do. And of course, let's see how they will turn out. Here we go. So let's start with washing all of their shoes and outfit pieces. And I basically put them all together with some detergent and a little dash of fabric softener for a lovely good smell. So I always inspect the clothes, of course. This one has quite a stain. I'm going to try something out later. I inspect all of the pieces. Maybe sometimes there are little tears or, details that you got to be careful with. For instance, with the pleather pieces, I always do these separately because I'm always afraid that these will start flaking like crazy. So I keep the pleather or leather-ish pieces apart for a quick dunk in the water. This tennis look, it was so adorable. Each time when I see it, I'm like in love again. But of course, it also needs a quick wash. So putting it all together, let's grab some detergent. It doesn't really matter what kind you're using. Just the one that you have at home will be just fine. Fabric softener, yeah, that is completely up to you which one you think smells the best. So pour some water in it and just stir it all around, and your basic washing. Everyone can do this. And I don't know if people have other techniques. I'm not really like an expert in this. And for the pieces that have really like bad staining, I always grab a toothbrush and I start just by using some dish soap or some other basic soap and try to rinse it out with a toothbrush. As you can see, the pleather pieces, it's fine just to dunk them in the water for a nice smell, but I didn't want to leave them in the water, to risk flaking. Okay, so I tried to see if I could remove this stain, but I think it really was kind of like a marker or ink that really got into this pan. So believe me, I brushed for half an hour and it kinda improved. Luckily, it's on the back, so yeah. So the white tennis skirt, it has some yellowing on the back, so I'm using some oxy powder, and I had this stain remover from Vanish, so I tried that. It's super random. It's not like a tip, but I thought, it couldn't hurt. So I really wanted to whiten this up again. So this was the Vanish that I used, and then I used some oxy powder. That usually always works really well with white pieces. And then I filled up the cup and, rinsed it a bit. And I actually let it soak in for like a good hour in there. And then I rinsed it out again, and it was totally white. Okay, it's time to head over to the dry brushing before the washing. Luckily, Chelsea had no issues, so I just fly through her hair with this brush. And same goes for Delancey, actually. She also had pretty good shape of hair, so it was just a mild brush. And, you know, when it comes to like really die-hard tangles, it's always good to have a pet brush waiting as a plan B, as you see here, because I am definitely going to need some pet brushing for the girls that are coming up next. I'm doing this from level 1 to like level difficult. So now it's over to Barbie. She had these ponytails in, so let's get this out. And you can already see that the hair is super greasy. And that made it actually kind of hard to comb the hair through. It really got so badly tangled, and I really don't know how the previous owner managed to do this. So I tried first with a large brush, but I was just afraid that I was going to damage the hair by using too much force. I was already using a lot of force here, and I always want to minimize the force to prevent, you know, hair loss, but I really had to get in there with the pet brush. And then I finished it off with the normal brush here. And it was just, I thought to myself, this needs like a ton of conditioner to really comb through it. So I'm going to save that bit for later. So over to Madison. Of course, we had to remove the deteriorating rubber bands that kept parts of that cute little buns together. Yeah, as you can see, it leaves all kinds of like greasy stuff because it was already deteriorating so badly. And this hair, you guys, this was a challenge. Wow. I kept brushing and brushing and brushing, and there was so much hair coming off. Like the first stroke immediately took like a strand of hair. So I was worried for her. I was so worried. But I kept going, and then I found that she still had this peg in her head, which is not nice when you're combing through because it constantly gets stuck. So, okay, we're attempting a new brush through here. Again with a pet brush, and it seems like I'm getting through, but each time I pull out hair, I was just not happy. So, okay, we need conditioner. So we're moving on here. I'm cleaning up Chelsea here, always using that toothbrush to get rid of the stains on her body. And they were just mildly sticky, all of them. So this wash felt so satisfying and so good. She also had like studs. The earrings broke off, so I pushed them back in her head because I was like, you know, we're going to give her some new ones anyways. So I wasn't going to bother myself trying to get them out. So instead, I pulled them in. Okay, so her hair got a little hair conditioning treatment, and she's awaiting the boil wash. Delancy here, she was dirty. Yeah, she had some, I don't know what she had on her, but yeah, again, very satisfying wash. And with her, I really wanted to be careful with the bangs and really not get the bangs in like the super hot water, because otherwise the bangs would go like crazy, or they would, you know, go all the way up. So you'll see in the boil wash that I keep the bangs safe. Same with the combing and everything. I just try to get my hands out of the way of those bangs. So giving her a nice comb through with some conditioner, and again, just use any conditioner or shampoo that you like. There really is no need to use a specific brand. Okay, Barbie here, she was in definite need of a good wash as well. And I always like that so much when a doll is, you know, the dirtier, the better, actually. It's just so nice to see a doll getting her glow back, like literally. So, yeah. brushing, cleaning. These girls are getting, it feels like they were getting their first wash ever. And I'm royal with my conditioner, like really, really royal, as you can see. And I already tried to comb through it with my fingers a bit. But actually, with the conditioner in, the combing went so much better. As you can see here, I really am going through it with a bigger brush, and then I'm getting a smaller toothbrush. No, not a toothbrush, but, smaller tooth in a brush. I don't know how to call that. Anyway, went flying through, and here we go for the real challenge. Madison. Girl. Yeah. Her head was so heavy with all of this wet hair, and there was so much product in that hair that I really had to give her a good rinse. And okay, I say royal with conditioner, I mean go extravaganza with the conditioner here. Just really make sure that literally every strand has conditioner. So I'm speeding this up because this took me forever to do. Like literally
1 hour later.
Literally 1 hour later. But I'm starting to get there. As I'm combing through, less hair is coming off, and it's a steady comb through. So I'm seeing some hope here for Madison, and it's so nice. Yeah, I was so happy. Okay, time to start up the boil wash. Let's get these girls in, and well, of course we have Chelsea and Delancy who will, of course, fly through this boil wash. I usually dunk them in a couple times first, like a good 5 or 6 times. Here you see that I'm keeping the bangs safe from the boiling water. And Barbie here, I actually gave her I think a 3rd or 4th boil wash actually, but you'll see the results later. So with Madison, I have a different plan. I think I'm going to straighten it out. Yeah, this is just pure, detangling bliss. I love to do like this mermaid hair flipping through the water whenever I'm successful detangling hair. So I want to recurl her hair with big curls. And I'm actually first making a front piece of hair that I'm sticking to a strand at the back of her head, like so. But really make sure you don't get a strand that's too big or too wide. Otherwise, it'll fly right off of her face. So really grab a good angle here at the back to pull it to the front and secure it right behind her ear. And the strand that I'm securing it to, I'm putting a rubber band also around that so I can leave the strands separate from one another to adjust like the front piece however I want it. Made a high ponytail and actually straightening out the hair to recurl it after to give her like these perfect curls. Yeah. I use a straightener with a heat setting. This is very important because you don't want to burn the hair. Make sure that the hair is wet, and as you can see, just try the lowest setting first and then try out different heat settings, but never go high straight away. Always, build your way up and see what you can do. When you're doubting about the heat setting, then try a strand in the back or a piece at the end to see if it's still good. So put her in curlers and letting this air dry for a day. Yeah. Barbie here, I just combed her through. I gave her a cute ribbon in her head, and I actually changed up her hairdo completely when I was restyling her. So this will not be her final hairdo. It's cute though, right? With that ribbon. Chelsea, I thought her hair was just so pretty, so I just want to see it loose. So just gonna let it air dry and doing nothing special with it. And actually the same goes for Delancey. I just really love the strands in her hair. She is giving me some, early Y2K Christina Aguilera. So yeah, I'm just letting her air dry as well. And let's head on over to the styling, you guys.
We're going out tonight. The scene is out of sight. Gonna get my girls together. We'll be feeling alright. We're gonna move through the crowd. Come on, boys, get loud. 'Cause when the music starts pumping, the whole place will be jumping. It's my scene, my scene. You know what I mean? It's my scene, my scene. You know what I mean? My scene, my scene. You know what I mean? It's my scene, my scene. You know what I mean? My scene. 11.5-inch dolls, each sold separately. We're going out tonight. The scene is out of sight. Gonna get my girls together. We'll be feeling alright. We're gonna move through the crowd. Come on, boys, get loud. 'Cause when the music starts pumping, the whole place will be jumping. It's my scene, my scene. You know what I mean? It's my scene, my scene. You know what I mean? In my scene, my scene. You know what I mean? It's my scene, my scene. You know what I mean? 11.5-inch dolls, each sold separately. Oh, 11.5-inch dolls, each sold separately. It's my scene, my scene. You know what I mean? It's my scene, my scene. You know what I mean? In my scene, my scene. You know what I mean? It's my scene, my scene. You know what I mean?
Okay, so that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching my video, and I hope you guys enjoyed this glow up restoration cleanup of these 4 Mycene girls. And you know what to do. Sound off in the comments. Let's keep that conversation rolling about Mycene. Who is your favorite Mycene doll line? Who's your favorite character? Who do you think got the best transformation today? All the tea about Mycene. And I will see you guys all in a next video. Mwah!
We're going out tonight. The scene is out of sight. Gonna get my girls together. We'll be feeling alright. We're gonna move through the crowd. Come on, boys, get loud. 'Cause when the music starts pumping, the whole place will be jumping. It's my scene, my scene. You know what I mean? It's my scene, my scene. You know what I mean? My scene.
11.5-inch dolls, each sold separately.